Incredible evening, everyone. I am on for yet another evening live session with the professor. Oh, I guess I shouldn't have said that because I tried to do a little, um, we know with everything, and it's trending right now. I did try to do um, a little clickbait, but I guess I already said it. I can't. It's so hard for me to do these whole little clickbait because I'm going to always come out in the beginning and say exactly what the heck I'm doing. So yeah. So of course, obviously, and also if you read my post on Facebook, you should also know that this was clickbait because I was just talking about these dang on tickets and the price of them. So we should know that the professor was not about to go and buy no dang on tickets. But yeah, I'm gonna figure out this whole clickbait thing and be able to stick to it and remember what the heck I put in the title so that I don't go and say, hey, this is another live session. Yeah, I'm gonna remember to not do that next time I do a clickbait video title. oh. Oh, see, actually, Miss Cheryl fell for it because she said, fun for you. I'm too old to deal with that stuff. Yeah, I'm not. See, I see y'all laughing at me already. Yeah, I don't have time for that. I don't have, but I know how the keyword search engine and all that kind of good stuff works over on social media platforms. And right now, that word is trending some of everywhere. So it would behoove all of us to put it in some sort of content. Add that hashtag if you're wanting your content to get seen. It's best to go ahead and add the hashtag. Look, you can't get us for using her hashtag because they put it out there. So Beyonce Tour 2023. I'll put it out there like that. And then we're gonna go in and I know. See, it's just like the ticket ain't even on sale yet. I mean, I guess because some people don't talk about pre-order, they had their little waiting in line type stuff. Child, I don't care because somebody told me that she always releases them around February because of tax time. Child, I would never know because I don't be checking for it. I don't plan on it's a lot of other shows out there that's closer to what I would be willing to pay to listen to some music. I'm sorry, $900 is not what I'm about to pay to listen to some music. Maybe I will listen to you on my radio and have my own concert. I can twerk in peace and don't have to worry about nobody judging me. Okay, I can put a bonnet on my head and get down with the get down in the comfort of my own home, in my car. My thighs be burning because I be tearing it up in the seat with folks next to me looking at me like I'm crazy. I've been to a Beyonce concert actually twice, but that is because I was very privileged in the fact that my husband worked at American Airlines Arena, and when she came there, your girl went. Actually, was it twice I'm there? I just know I've seen her at American Airlines Arena. She had on this little, I forget which tour it was. I just remember her in that little blue bodysuit thingamajiggy. So I've seen her, and that was good enough for me. If I'll ever go to another one, she won't get my $1,000. Thank you. Woo. Right. They trying to come up with money for B. I'm trying to come up with money for the professor's classes. We are not the same. Oh, I try. But I mean, look, y'all think I'm playing. See, I'm coming out of the gate teaching, especially if you do TikTok content, IG content, and you put all those hashtags, put what is trending in there right now. Everybody and their mama, the reason why I did this was because somebody on TikTok did a video about saying, Beyonce, why would you go and do that? Why would you go make them ticket prices this much, whatever? Don't you know we out here paying $8 for eggs? So when they did that, I was like, okay, it's tour time. So there's going to be a lot of content around that. People are going to want to click on content for it, even if it's some foolishness. So even if you don't have any Beyonce stuff, and I suggest y'all use them trending hashtags right now, because everybody and their mama is going to be posting, which means it is going to be algorithm heaven by putting that in there. So teaching right out the gate, use y'all some Beyonce tour hashtags in your post. Like, it could be the last one on there, as long as it's in there so that the algorithm can pick it up, you know? But anywho, I figured I was trying to do it because I thought maybe it would help on, because anything past 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Meta don't show your girl no love whatsoever. Like, for real, for real. Anything after that, I guess no love over on the Meta of it all. So I figured if I did that, I get I mean, it's a couple of y'all, clicked on, off of that. I got a little bit, oh, whoa. Oh, wow. Yeah, one of my creative friends who is an event planner, she set the internet on. She said it. Wait, actually, I don't think I can say that. That might get me dinged if I said it like that. Although it's part of a song, I'm not going to take any chances. Just know that she had a post that went very much so viral about an event that she did that was like her part of it. Her fee to her customer was 7,000 plus. And everyone was saying, oh, there's no way I'm spending $7,000 on a 1-year-old birthday party. And they tried to pick it apart and all this other cut. And she is amazing at what she does. So I just so happened to come across that as I was going to Facebook to change because right now, that's the reason why too. My audience says only me. See, Facebook tried to play me. That's interesting. I think that happened last time. Any live video that I post after 2 p.m., Facebook puts it on there as only me. So no one is seeing it on Shakia Lavelle. So I just had to change it to public, at least like at 2 p, like anytime, like the noon time when I'm actually like, they're used to me going live. It would be friends only. But I noticed that last time as well, I had to go in there and change it because it said only me. So they think that my people don't want to hear from your girl in the evening time. So we're like, you only are broadcasting it to me? I don't even like that. Like, I don't even like that at all. I don't like that for me. I don't like that for y'all because they just plan on your emotions. Or as the young kids would say, what is it? Hold on. They plan on my top. Is that how it goes? I don't know, but it's something like that. But yeah, they really tried to play me and make it where it was only for me. That ain't even right. Luckily, I did go over there and check that because, all right. So, so you have to remember, I'm not just in one group. So I'm actually streaming to several places. So you might see it. There's actually quite a few people. There are quite a few people watching. But in the groups, it might be only a few of you. You might only see like, a few there because I'm actually streaming to multiple platforms. I don't know if that is a good thing or a bad thing. I just like streaming it to everywhere. I mean, I guess it technically can be a bad thing because you guys wouldn't know like where to go to like find me, right? Because I'm not in one spot. So by me broadcasting it live on several platforms, like within Facebook. So rather than like have it, go live and then I share it out, I just hit go live automatically from StreamYard into my groups. So it's not really all to one, it's really bad for analytics. Like that is very, very, very bad habit for analytics and, for engagement and stuff to not have it kind of come back to one video. But I was being lazy right now because it was 9:30 when I did that. And I'm not trying to be in this office all night long. So yes, I was very lazy in the fact that I actually shared it. Well, I just created the broadcast to automatically broadcast in the groups. But that's really bad practice because it just spreads out my audience and I don't really get good numbers. So yeah, but that's okay. All right. So you're lucky I got this notification. So the notification probably came again because I use that, that very, very great keyword right now, which is Beyonce. A legal way to kind of use her name and not get dinged for it. Because baby, I'm not selling anything. You're a public figure. You have hashtags. I just use your hashtags. Girl, don't come for me. Beehive, don't come for me. Come over here and be nosy. Find out about these dope products and class and stuff that we have, but don't come over here and come for me because I am one to maybe forget that I am a professional and will read the Beehive if they come for me. I ain't worried about y'all canceling, like no cancel culture with me. Like my people don't care about y'all. Let's be for real. So anywho, I got my notifications for all the groups and I didn't even use the app, everyone. Look at that. So let's get into this again. I don't plan on being here long. So I am going to share like a little design tip because I'm like feeling this way. I'm supposed to start my design program tomorrow. However, on the site, it is officially on the site. I pushed it back to the 9th because all of this senior night stuff that's going on in Miami and everybody and their mama wants something for senior night. And then I still have some shirts because nationals for high school cheer is on Friday. And so there are people going up tomorrow and on Friday. And I got a bunch of last minute requests for some cheer stuff for parents and stuff that are going to nationals. And yeah, I have work to do tomorrow design wise. So, I guess it would have been great if you were in the design program to be able to witness that as I design, but I know that I'll also be very distracted and I'll trying to explain everything. And I would probably it'll take way too long than it needs to finish these designs. So I pushed the designing one back until the 9th, which means the first class will be on Friday, which is the custom apparel business roadmap. So if you haven't signed up for that, definitely join that. But I had this need to show something for designing since, I won't start classes. So I'm going to do my own designing, but I had this urge to teach something design. So here we are. All right. No, the foam. Okay. So here is why the foam board class is not listed. I was going to, so the way it's going to work, it was going to be like the 101, meaning like for beginners, going over everything as far as like the tools, supplies, everything that you need. And then I was going to do an in-person on the 18th and then the online for, okay, now that you kind of got all your supplies and stuff like that. And, we would do the one as far as like cutting it on the 25th. Well, I'm not able to do the one on the 18th in-house here. I was going to do it at Betty T. Ferguson. However, there was a really, really bad fire, which, I keep forgetting. I was supposed to do my live video and I'm going to post it. Guys, look on my page for a post. There's someone that's near and dear to my heart. I think some of you guys remember when we first moved here, we moved into the headquarters. He was the first one to come and, just show some love to the fact that we had a separate workspace. He brought me, he brought flowers and a little drinky drink and stuff like that or whatever. And there was an apartment complex or condo complex and it completely burned down and he was affected by it. So make sure that you guys check out my Shaquille Bell. And I'll also probably post it on my YouTube. This is someone who definitely supports Team Sillaholics and Team 365. He's a part of the Sillaholic squad. Love him dearly. And I wish there was a way to where I could, like, there was something for all of other people affected. Although I'm going to also put something out because they're having like a drop off. It can't be used clothes, I guess, because they follow the Red Cross guidelines. So you couldn't just like give like used clothes or whatever. It had to be like new or it had to be cash. So I am going to post something on my page so that if you guys want to donate so that I can take it to Betty T. Ferguson and take it there, because over 200 people like completely lost. If you go and you search it for fire in Miami Gardens and you see that overhead shot, it will make you want to cry. But I know my good friend, Levester, he lost everything and he has a GoFundMe. And if my people can support, I would be, he would be forever grateful. And so would I. So I'm going to post that on my page. So just be on the lookout for it. If you can, whatever it is. He would be, he was literally at breakfast and saw it happening on his Ring camera, and then got a call about it and had to watch from across the street as his whole entire life burned up. So my thoughts and prayers are with everyone that was affected by it, because I mean, over 200 people lost their home on, was that Saturday or Sunday? I can forget which day it was, but it was crazy. So I was going to do it, and because I'm not able to do it here, I was going to do that in-person session at Betty T. Well, now you can't really do anything there because they are housing a lot of displaced people, residents there. So I can't do it there anymore. So now I'm trying to figure out how to pivot and where else to do this at. So until I really secure a place, I can't put the foam board class up. So that's what's going on with that. Ha! Oh my gosh. Ooh, I feel so special. I feel special. So yeah, as soon as I'm able to get that scheduled, I will. But so right now there is the foundation of designing, where it is just understanding layouts, concepts, how to approach designs. I'm going to use a couple of the examples that I got, like were really like, let me say they're bad pictures, but how to incorporate them. And this will be for not just Silhouette. It's going to include other programs as well. Well, more so like, what's that people call Photoshop, and like blend modes and stuff like that. And then we also have the Photoshop essentials. We have the custom apparel business roadmap, Silhouette first cuts, the creative business program. And I think that was it. Creative business program, Photoshop's first cuts, apparel business roadmap, and foundation of designing. So there's 5 different trainings or programs that you can enroll in right now on the website. An email was also sent out today, so make sure you guys check your emails for that so that you can click on it and get more details. And there's going to be more details and stuff added to it as well. All right, so that's that. All right, before I get into my little spiel, are there any questions for the professor? Any questions? And welcome as well. The only one that it didn't necessarily change, is that I just did not upload because I'm not sure I'm going to do those days, is the foam board one. Each class has different dates. You know what? I mean, I didn't put it on here, but I'll show you the calendar, because I mean, it's a lot of different classes and programs and training. So it's not like it's all like on one day. It's not this one big program where you get access to like all of them. You choose which one you need, which one fits your needs best. So I will show you the calendars. The first class, like the first training, will be the one on Friday, which is the custom apparel business roadmap. All right, now what's taking this so long? It's not opening up for my, hold on. Now what is going on here? Okay, I can't even click off. All righty. It's like it's stuck. Okay, there it is. What was I looking for? Oh, I was looking for my calendar. Looking for my calendar, looking for my calendars, looking for my calendars. And there they are. All right, so for the February one, it just kind of gave you a quick snapshot. So Mondays is Money Mondays. So that's the days for the Creative Business Program. All of February, the sessions will be at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In March, they are at just going to switch up and kind of get playbacks, but we're going to do 7 p.m. And this is going to give me kind of a good gauge to see which session you guys are more engaged in, and then that'll determine what the sessions are for April. Because some people were asking for evening. Some people said, the daytime didn't work for them. Some people preferred the daytime. So we're going to do in February, all the Money Mondays are at 1 p.m. In March, it will switch to 7 p.m. And then if it's like, let's say if, we have good participation, you guys say that you rather keep it at 1 p.m., we'll keep it at 1 p.m. For March. So we can, we got time to play. We got wiggle room with that. Tuesdays is our cameo days. So we have a first cuts on the 7th and the 21st. The one on the 7th is at 1 p.m. The one on the 21st is actually 7 p.m., not 6:30. I don't know how that got there. Wednesday is all of our Photoshop classes all the way through, February and March at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Foundations of Designing class is at 7 p.m. on Thursdays. Fridays are really open for me right now. I didn't really want to take, as you can see, it's a stacked schedule. And it was supposed to be the in-house in the phone board on Saturday this month, but I'm going to end up having to change that. And then March schedule was, of course, Money Mondays, Photoshop, Foundation, and then the apparel one again on that day. So that's how the schedules and stuff stack up. If you're short on time, I wouldn't say attend all of the sessions or enroll to where you're in all the sessions live unless you have the time. If you're in that research phase and you're trying to gather all the information so that you can be as successful as possible in your business, definitely join me for as many sessions as you are able to join. Okay. So that's kind of the lineup for that. I did post the calendar actually. So I did post the February and March calendar. I will post it in the groups, but I did post it on my page. See, that's once again Meta around here playing and not giving y'all my notifications, but I did post it. And so again, it is Photoshop, apparel business roadmap, foundations of designing business, and silhouette first cuts. All of the programs and trainings that are available right now. Okay, that's not what I run it. So we're going to go there. And she's like, I got my copy of the calendar. I'll write that down. Okay, so I guess you guys have no questions for me whatsoever. So let's just go into a little bit of designing. So it is the first day of Black History Month, and y'all know that I love me some Tabitha. So we're just going to highlight Miss Brown because I really feel like she is making history right now. Auntie Tab is just winning. So I just kind of did a quick Google search. I literally just typed in Black History Month and went to images, and these two popped out at me, and because I think a lot of people don't realize how easy it would be to create something like this for yourself. If we see this, and then we're inclined to say, hey, does someone have this file? Does someone have this SVG? And this is really something that you could create yourself. So I said, let's go on, let's teach the people, about simple designs like this. And then this one kind of stood out to me, and I was like, ooh, I'll show real quick. So as you can see, I took inspiration from here, and we put Auntie Tab in the B, and she is all hanging out and chilling and stuff. Looks like she's really leaning onto that straight line of the B. So that kind of like worked out really, really good. I mean, we could have flipped her the other way, but I think like her just leaning into it. And it's things like that when it comes to design concepts and whether or not you flip something horizontally, like you flip it or you leave it the right way. If you're able to flip it, there's no words and stuff. Does it fit better when you do that? So those are things that we're going to go over in the foundation of designing. It's about understanding efficient and effective placement, composition, layout, your choosing fonts, pairing fonts, aligning things. So it's really about understanding designing from a truly like foundational standpoint, not just kind of not just to mimic what we see, but understand maybe why that person, that designer even created it that way. And what's like, why do they make certain decisions for certain things is what the foundation of designing program will go through. Yes, Auntie Tab is definitely winning. I got my Tabitha Brown collection stuff here. I was going to do a whole review on this, and I'm like, the time passed. I'm like, no, I think if you didn't do it like within the first week, but I had my Tabitha Brown. These, oh my gosh, I don't know why they only have this stuff temporary. And I tell you, this cherry granola trail mix was so freaking good. Oh my goodness, I was the last bit of it. I was like just nibbling on it, trying to preserve it. I think I have a few of these, which I've never heard of before, but they're I had to look it up, but they're pumpkin seeds. Absolutely friggin' amazing. I need more of this in my life. I'm so mad I didn't get a chance to get the popcorn. Oh, okay. I will check my messages. All right. So, let's see. We are going to, I'm going to show. All right. So now let me ask this question. Is this something, oh, you couldn't see what I showed? Oh, I thought why could I see it? Hold on. Oh, I was showing my, look, it's all gone too, y'all. It was so good. Oh, it was so good. That, and I have my Tabitha Brown water bottle. Yes, yes. Amen and amen. Oh, I'm so mad. Like my Target, the one I went to, I didn't check any of the other ones. The one I went to did not have the popcorn. And I'm mad because I really, really wanted to try it. We had that. We had the pasta and the vegan cream cheese. So, yeah. Okay, so question. For this, well, let me go back now because I'm not on my screen. For this design and to be able to accomplish this, would you naturally, like, again, I'm always asking questions and I want to know like your natural like response and like just being honest and truthful with it. Would this be something where you would just look at this and say, oh, I know how that's done. I can do that. Would you be able to recreate this and know exactly which steps you would have to do to create something like this? Second part of that, how complicated do you think this particular design concept is? Oh, don't threaten me with a good time. Oh, baby. Oh, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. I will end this live in 2.5 seconds and holler at you to find out how you gonna send me a bag. What? Oh, goodness. Oh, that's love, child. because I heard it's so good you want to keep it for yourself. The fact that you are willing to buy a bag and send it to me, because I heard it's just bomb.com. All right, come on, y'all. Don't get quiet on me. How complicated do you think creating this design would be? Don't worry about the offset. Like, I mean, yes, there is offset in there, but as far as, you know, her head is going outside. I'm going to move this out of the way. See? How complicated do you think that would be for you guys? Or, and then if you want to take a stab at, before I show it, what steps and what, if you can just name the tools and the functions that I would use to be able to do that. Not even if we take away the offset, right? What tools outside of offset would you use to create this? So some offset, not very complicated design. It would probably take me several times to figure it out, and for me would be difficult, but not for you. Don't worry. Again, okay, I need y'all to stop doing that, right? Don't worry about. I've been doing this for a really long time. Don't compare where you guys are and what's easy or not easy for you guys to what it is for me, because at some point that would have been difficult for me to like understand like the full on concept. We're gonna get you there, right? And that's one of the reasons like I'm doing the foundation of designing is I want you guys to be able to look at something and immediately know exactly what steps it's going to take to accomplish that task. That is the ultimate goal. Okay. I could look at it and say, I know I can do this. Just how would I start? Okay. I don't think it is. It's probably not complicated, but I do not know how to do it. Okay. So crop. All right. Cropping. Okay. Is there anything that I would have to do to any part of it? So it's not just cropping. There's a couple of tools that you would have to use to be able to accomplish that particular design, other than just cropping. Yes, I'm glad that you guys know that to get it to conform to the inside of it, it's some form of cropping. That's the first check, right? But there's other tools and functions involved in this. So what do you think they are? Ooh, copy, paste in front, crop, and subtract. You're almost there. Almost. One of those things does not belong, and you're missing one other function. It would take some time. It's not a crop because she's not in the bee. I'm glad that you recognize that, to where you don't think that it's a traditional crop because she's not fully inside the bee. Because we know that when we crop, it goes inside. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Crop her into the edge of the bee. But when we think about how cropping traditionally works, she would be fully inside the bee. So there's a certain step. Isolate the picture with tracing. You have to trace it, but no. Trace and detach her pick. If it didn't come out, does I exactly cut it out like that? You have to still trace and detach, but not quite. All right, so let's get into this. We're going to go back over here. I missed the beginning, but would it release compound path? There is a level of releasing some compound paths. So actually there is that one. So you guys missed one key thing. And I think you guys missed it because you guys tried to avoid it at all costs. You guys always try to avoid this one thing, and that is edit points. So, of course, I typed it out. I gave it a little spacing, and then I ungrouped it. So we're going to put our offset because there's an offset on the other one, we're just going to put offset on it, right? So we're just going to hit apply. And then we're just going to make that offset. Tabitha likes avocados. So let's make it a form of green, shall we? All right, boom. Because Auntie Tab like avocados. All right, so her picture's here. And of course, it's just one big box. Technically, you could do it with just this image. You really could. The issue is going to be when I put it on the letter, because actually, you know what? I might, by the time I make it bigger, her box is going to cover the B and I'm not going to be able to select it. So we do want to trace this. That is going to be the first step, is to trace and detach. That way our bounding box does not interfere, because this is like, it's like looking through a glass window. Like you can see through, but you can't reach through it, or glass door. So we're going to go ahead and trace and detach. All right. And then we're going to put this, we're going to position it where we want it, right? So, I mean, most would think like you can put it here. It would be on the curve. So trying to like, use your knife tool or use your edit points, that would be a lot when the bee already has the perfect shape. So we're going to move her to about there. I want her hair to come out a little bit. Get that little bit of peekaboo right here. So to accomplish this, Miss Cheryl was correct on the first step. We're going to click on, not Tabitha, we're going to click on the B, and we're going to copy it, and we're going to paste in front. Because we don't want it to cut out through here, I'm going to also change the color. We don't want it to cut out in here. Someone else said the release compound path. So we're going to release compound path. And we don't want those two squares that are in there. So the easiest way to do that is just to simply weld. All right. And actually, I want you guys to see it. So now I'm going to double click, and I'm going to add an edit point right here. And I'm anchoring that above her shoulder. There's already one on the other side of her hair. If there was not, you would add it in. You're going to add it to the ends of your image, like where it's coming out at. We're then going to take any edit points in the middle or create edit points, and you're going to bring them out. And it doesn't matter the shape. We're going to go ahead and just remove the color, but I need my outline. All right. So this creates this open shape around her so that when we crop, it's not cutting her off. Let's do this real quick. I'm going to just make a duplicate. We're going to do copy, paste in front. If we just did a traditional crop, this is how she would end up, which Auntie Tab is still gorgeous in that bee hunting. But we want Donna to not be cut off, right? So we create this shape that it doesn't have to match it exactly. It just has to be bigger than that part. It just can't be touching it. So now we're going to take this outline that we have, we have edited, hold down Shift, click on Auntie Tab and Donna, and we're going to crop. So now this part is cropped right to the edge of the B, but Donna does not get cut off. That is how that is done. So I'll just add her to one more. So let's flip her horizontally. And we're going to have her come like right here. All right. So again, we're going to click on our shape, and we're going to copy in front, either copy and paste in front or the keyboard shortcut. All right. I'm going to double click. I'm going to add an anchor point here between her shoulder and her head because I don't want that to cut off. And I'm going to add an anchor point right here at this shoulder. And so you see how now where the anchor points are differ. Whereas before it was near her, near Donna, and near her shoulder. Now both of them are near her shoulder because this is a different shape. Notice I did not say it's a different letter. Forget the fact that it's a letter. It is a shape when it comes to designing. So we're going to move these edit points up. Remove the color. Hold down Shift, click on Unto Tab, Modify, and Crop. Boom. And so with this one, she's going up through here. Now let's say I'm going to undo. If I did not want it to cut into here, I would double click. And then right in here, we're going to delete these edit points so that it's one straight line. And then go in, no color, hold down Shift, click on Unto Tab and Donna, and crop. But yeah, I don't really like how that looks with her, with that not going up. So I would make some type of adjustment to that because it's weird looking right here. But that's how you would do that. So that's that one. So now the next one that I saw and I thought was kind of interesting was this one, right? Again, another one to where I often see designs like this and will, see it in a group. Hey, does someone know where I can buy this SVG or buy this file? And this is something that really is easy to make. And it's really a few steps. Like it is just a few steps to create something like this. First step is going to be finding a heart that you want to use. You can trace a heart out. If you have Designer Edition Plus or Business Edition, there is a heart within the flexi shapes. So if I go like this, I don't really care for how this heart looks. So I am going to adjust it. I'm going to convert to path so that I have edit points, double click, and I'm just going to pull my edit points out so that it rounds off my heart and it's not kind of swooping in. And then I'm going to pull it out, pull it down. Actually, no, let's go up a little bit. All right, let's just say there. All right. I'm actually going to make it just a little bit smaller. And let's add some color to this bad boy. We want to do an offset. And I'm going to make this offset, let's say about there. Or do I want to just make another? I think I'm just going to make another version of this one. Instead of, because I'm going to lose some of the detail if I offset. Again, that is something that comes with knowing designing, right? If I wanted to still have a deep, like inner part, like the top part for the heart, I'm just going, because it's not really lining up exactly. I can just make it bigger. Doing it this way where I'm using an offset, I'm going to lose some of that detail. As it gets bigger, it's not going to go in as much. So the bigger we make the offset, the more detail we're going to lose. So I can make it corner to where I have still a point, but I'm going to lose some of the detail. Not too bad on that one. It still kind of goes in, but this one goes in like a little bit deeper. So let's see. Let's delete that one and let's go offset, corner, and so we'll go about here. But I can also do it where it is just bigger than that one. And when I do the offset on this one, see, I still have a lot of the shape. It didn't spread out so much. Now, whether we make it a duplicate and make it larger, or we do the offset, we need to select those and we need to make them a compound path. That allows us to have a ring of color. Same thing with this one. I'm going to fill them in so you can see it's solid. Once you make it a compound path, it becomes a ring of color. And then I made that a little bit too thick. It's okay. Because, hey, it's a design that, to be like how I want it to be. I think I am going to still make this a little bit bigger. And we're going to make a duplicate. And we're just going to rotate it. So we'll make this one the red. Ooh. The red. This one the green, which it looks much better thin. So I don't feel like going back. So we're just going to use this one. And I'm just going to have to adjust it a little bit here. All right. So then we're going to duplicate it and we're going to rotate it. Yeah, see, that looks so much better when it is a thinner one. And you see how, even though this is the exact same steps as far as like making it a compound path to create a ring, and then rotating it. Design wise, the thicker ones don't work for this particular design to really give it that look. Like, I mean, those end up, because they're so thick, no matter really how you rotate it, you're just not going to see the heart shape, right? But when it's thinner, it looks more aesthetically pleasing. Like you can truly see that heart shape. So that's important when it comes to designing. Same steps, but if you make something even just a little bit thicker, it can change how that design comes off, like how it translates. So then I'm going to make this one just a little bit bigger. Let's make these just a little bit bigger. And we're going to put this one here. Oh, actually, I'm going to move this out of the way for now. Well, we're going to make a duplicate. Y'all know how to, always make a duplicate. So to create this distress, we're going to need a brush stroke. And with this, we're going to select trace area. We're going to trace this brush stroke. Trace. Well, I was like, I don't know why I got lost for a second. All right. So we're going to take our heart and all we're going to do is make a rectangle. I just needed the color so I can move it. See, I can click in the middle and move it. Let's see. Where do they have this at? So they have part of it cutting like down here. My heart is a little... So I'm going to be more so to the outside of this. Okay, so let's just say we went there, right? We're going to select them and copy. Well, not even copy. You can actually use divide. So we're just going to go here. We're going to go modify, and we're just going to divide. Then we just have to go in and delete these. So now we have our red. We have our yellow. And we have our green. Now we want to put the distress on it. I'm going to take my distress and make a copy. I'm going to add color just so I can take the transparency down. It's just easier to grab it from the middle. And it's going to be somewhat of the same. Like it needs to be bigger. Now, no, this one right here may or may not give me what I really want. This distress is a little, Yeah, I would have to do a lot of adjusting for this one. It's okay. So I'm going to go over here and, well, let's get this. Yeah. All right. I'm going to do it with a couple of, all right. I'm going to have to, that was just too big, right? So I needed a smaller brush stroke. I'm going to switch it up some with where they land at. This is something that's a little bit easier, like, because in Photoshop, you can just use your brush stroke and you'll just put the brush stroke at the top to subtract it out. But this one is a little bit different in how we would have to do this. Now, there's actually another way to basically create it reversed and then be able to subtract it out. I might do it that way too, because this one's going to take me lining this up quite a bit because of the way this particular stroke is made. All right. They don't even really have all these strokes. I'm just going to, okay, I'm going to leave it right there, right? I also need to fill in this because I need it to be same thing with like the one with tab. I need it to be bigger because I need this part to stay straight. So, or I could have actually done this beforehand and did the split. So I'm going to just use my polygon because I didn't do it that way. And I'm going to make this shape here. And I'm going to make another shape. This should be everything in the middle. I'm just going to weld it and then crop it. So by me making sure it was bigger than what was there, I don't like the straight. When I welded it and I cropped it, it would have come inside whatever that shape was. So it wouldn't actually touch. So I had to make sure that I closed that off. And then the same thing, which I did not make. Did I make a duplicate? Okay. So same thing here. I'm just going to do a little bit on the top portion. All right. but I still need my line. So I'm going to show you what's going to happen if I don't make the line. If I crop it, see, it's going to cut all of that off. I'm not going to have the true edge, and it's not going to be right up against it. So we're going to use our polygon to come here. I want to keep, well, this part will get cut off. So I'm going to come. Oh, come on. We don't have to go that wide. I just need that shape to be bigger. And then on this side, same thing. I just need all of this part to be included in this shape. So I'm just creating a random shape over it. I'm going to weld that. And then when I crop, I still have my edge on this side. I still have my straight edge here. Now, you could, well, you know what? I lost a little bit of my curve right there. Don't worry, I'm gonna bring it back. So I'm going to just push that up past the heart. And then now when I click on the heart and then this one and I crop, see, I got my curve back. So that's one way of doing it. You could also do the distress beforehand and then do the split. So if I were to, I'm not going to do it too much. I'm just going to, oh, come on. Actually, you know what we're going to do? Yeah, we still have to do the same thing. I want to do it quickly. All right, let's go with bring to the front. So this brush, so it's, you can do certain things in Silhouette, right? It's a little bit more steps compared to, like I said, with Photoshop. And when we do like the designing one, I'll show the difference. There is a brush that kind of has that end on it. So if you're in your layer mask, or you can just use it to where you can basically erase it away. But if you're in your layer mask and you use that brush with it on black to the foreground, and you just put that brush there, it's going to automatically kind of just create that distress on the edge. So it is a little bit faster in Photoshop, but you can do it in Silhouette Studio as long as you know the tools and the design concepts. As long as you know things like, okay, this has to be covered up in order for me to get this result. That is what my foundation of designing is really about, for you to understand the why. All right. Don't you compound path the 3-color heart first? No, you don't want it. A compound path makes it where it's 1. The fact that this is 3, we wanted this to be 3 colors. You don't do a compound path, because if you make it a compound path, it's only 1 color and you're making it 1. So, you don't do anything with compound path beforehand. Once you split it, they're separate and you treat them as separate pieces. Now, if you want them to move together, you can select them and group them, but they're not made into a compound path. Would you lose more if you did an internal offset and made it bigger? No, because you could do it that way as well. So let's say If you wanted to kind of keep it, you wanted to do an internal offset. We had to go, see this one, doing the internal, it made it flat on this particular one. Now, if it was a different design, maybe we still would have a V, but this particular one, it did make it flat. So you'd have to go in there and make adjustment to it. I think we avoid the edit points because they're intimidating, always learning. You work magic, honey. Wow. Yes, it was really easy. Good night, Miss Cheryl. Yeah, I'm about to get out of here too, because it's been right at an hour. There is another way of doing it. If you're in the student union, join tomorrow sometime, or maybe even Friday, and I'll show you the other way to where you could actually use a subtract, but you have to create, it's basically like creating a stamp of kind of like how it is in Photoshop, and all you would have to do is position it and then subtract to get those parts out. But it's not your traditional way like this. So I will show you guys how to do that over in the student union. If not tomorrow, probably on Friday, which is a slightly easier way to do it than kind of shrinking them and making all of these different things. So I'll kind of give you a hint. Can you go in here and do it like this? I mean, technically you can, but you might go up into it a little bit higher than you want to. So let's do the rectangle again. Let's rotate it. Actually, even before that, let's just go like this. And you can take these two and subtract. That way works too. But if you wanted it to be closer to the edge and not go so far in, and let's say you went, I mean, I guess it's not that bad, but there's a different way of doing this to where you have more control. Yeah, actually, that way isn't that bad. But I like how this kind, there's one part that goes up and then you still have some parts down here. If you try to do that here, to get that, you're going to end up cutting off other parts of it. So let's say we go here and we go subtract, it's just going to cut a hole. So you can't just go in and have that whole thing on there and subtract if that's the part that you wanted. Now you can crop this to the inside, but it's going to cut it off in case that was the next question. Right? You have to create this where it's just the edge of it, because like this, like I said, it's going, if you just subtract, it's going to take all of that away. Now, if that's the look you're going for, hey, that's fine. But for what we did, just putting it on top would not work. You would have to only put like this part. And it just depends on how much of it you want to go away. So that's a lot compared to this is just at the end, and we have this one little streak in here like this is. Like I said, there's a slightly easier way to do it, and I will share it with you guys in the student union. Any classes that you take gets you access to the student union. So we're going to put that there. Let's go ahead and remove our line color. So we have our own version of this. And then you would type out your Black History Month and use your character spacing, or just, increase the size of certain parts, increase your character spacing if need be, and you've created your own version of it. Thank you so much for teaching this. I've been pulling my hair trying to figure it out. Well, I'm glad to help. It could seem easier to do what you said, crop heart, then divide in 3 pieces. Nice lesson. Yes. I mean, yeah, you can do it that way. And then That's what I was going to do here. Like once you had it down, but you just have to, distress the edges properly. And then you would be able to, okay. So divide is a way to do it. I don't want to have to click on extra stuff. So for me, I like to use keyboard shortcuts. So I'm just going to select it. I'm going to go Control C, copy. I'm just going to go crop. I'm going to go paste in front, and I'm going to go subtract. To me, that's easier than divide because I could just leave my hands on the keyboard and I don't have to subtract anything. Because if you do it this way, you have to divide and then you lose your color. You got to go up here, go down here and delete them and then fill it back in with color. But I like this way. I love keyboard shortcuts. Control C. Hold on, let me pull this up. Control C, subtract, Control V, crop. Like, to me, it works faster. This will be my homework tomorrow to see if I can accomplish the heat. It's actually going, remember I told you guys, I'm going to drop prompts in the group. This is actually going to be this I guess you guys can practice, but I'm dropping a new prompt in the group. And I thank you for participating in the last one. I think it was maybe it was only a handful of you guys. If you want to improve your designing, y'all get into it. When I drop the prompt, create a design based off of that prompt. That is the only way that you're going to improve. It doesn't have to be for an order. The goal is just to get you designing. All right. Oh, to create the brush effect. All right. So wait, and hopefully I want to see what you do. Right. And then I'm going to do the video on how to reverse it and create yourself a stamp to subtract it out. All right. Let's see. Okay, that was it on that one. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Things that can be, even with all of the making them smaller and just doing a bunch of them because we needed a smaller brush. Me making the brush bigger made it to where I didn't have as much detail. I also didn't have control over where it fell on the heart by making it bigger. So sometimes we can't just take something and stretch it out. It may take for you to make it narrow or smaller and do multiples of them, manipulate them to where you want them to be, and then weld it together. So that's that. All right. Don't forget, classes are open for enrollment now on the site. Visit shop.hsink365.com. Don't hesitate, guys. I mean, if you're able to get in on the first days and not have to play catch up, it's well worth it to get in on the first days and be in your seat, be there for the first days. So on the site, we have 5 different opportunities for you to learn with the professor and unlock your creativity. We have the Professor's Creative Business Program. This is a program of consultation, accountability, helping you guys to reject your fear of this. So many people ask, what is your biggest struggle? It's just the fear of getting out there. And if this is your desire to do this, I want to be able to help you guys break that fear. Just reject that fear and just throw caution into the wind as far as communicating with people and in your pricing. And once you understand how to effectively price, you won't have that fear about putting your price out there and being rejected. Or even if you are, you're going to stand proud because it's not that you're priced too high, because you're going to know that the price that you set is what you need to make money. And just know that either they're just being cheap or they can't afford you. And you're going to be okay with not having them as a customer. So we're going to go through effective practices in customer service, pricing, marketing, branding, ordering process, websites, terms and conditions, policy, inventory control, how to ship if you don't have a website, keeping up with your customers, kind of building if you don't want to pay for an automatic automated CRM, creating that database yourself, how you market, how you brand. So it's a 3-month program. Although if you signed up before the 31st, you are grandfathered into the 6-month program. This is the pilot. So you'll see on there, it says pilot. It's to kind of get you started. And it's 3 months of weekly sessions. And we're going to go through a lot of different things to help you with the administrative and logistics side of your business. This is not about learning 1,001 different crafts and different techniques and things like that, in hopes that those are going to be additional streams of income for you. Before you even add all these additional streams of income, you really need to get a good handle of business. How do you truly identify who your target audience is based off of their who they are, their age bracket, their pay bracket, whether they have children, are they retired? Like, there's a lot of different factors to really narrowing down who your who your product and services are for. So that's the creative business program. There's 2 options: straight up, it's $500, or you can do the payment plan. Buy now, pay later. If you use Zelle, you just have to make sure that you select the right one. This one, it says t-shirt business roadmap, but I'm really going to change it to apparel because it's so much more than just t-shirts. Those who were privileged enough to catch my live video over on TikTok, I did a live when I was prepping an order, the prep part, and also when I was actually pressing them. And there's a lot of things that come into play when it comes to that. And there's a lot of questions that people were asking, like, okay, well then does that mean that this way is better versus this way, and X, Y, and Z. So this, as far as understanding all the different ways that you can decorate apparel, is going to be vital for you to know what do you want to add to your business? What do you maybe even subtract from it? Like something that you're not concerned about. Like for me, I have no desire to do all over or 3D shirts. We're going to break down HTV, sublimation, eco-solvent, screen print transfers, DTG, DTF, embroidery, rhinestones, white toner transfers, print on demand, and so much more. So we're going to go through all of those 12 processes, and we're going to give you the advantages and disadvantages, as well as the startup costs. If you're like, what it's going to take to get get your foot in the door with these processes, whether you're doing it yourself or if you're going to outsource them. And then knowing that will help you know how to price it. Then we have our silhouettes first cuts. Oh, I didn't mean to click on that. Silhouette first cuts. If you have a Cameo, you're intimidated by it, you haven't opened it up, you don't know what's going on. Like you don't know why your cut settings aren't working. You don't know why your print and cut isn't working. Like this is the session for you. There's 2 sessions this month. You're more than welcome to attend both. It's going to be the same information from me, but it might be a different question there, or you might end up coming up with a different question by the time the second session starts. So you're really getting a good deal because I'm making it to where you really can attend both for 2365. It's just getting to really know your Cameo, understand your cut settings, understand how to start your projects, adjust your cut settings correctly, how to load material. The print cut, had someone send me a message today, and for them, they, and I'm like, man, as much as I talk about print and cut, how can you still have your design in your restrictive area, in your registration mark area? And she did have it set up that way. So it's going to be a reinforcement of what it takes to get effective print and cuts and more. Photoshop Essentials is going through Photoshop from a beginner standpoint. We're going to have 2 days of designing and applying everything that we learned, but it is a way to kind of dissect it and really focus on those key and essential tools that's used in pretty much any design at any given time. So it's not Photoshop as a whole, because baby, it definitely will take longer than 8 weeks to learn Photoshop, but we're going to focus on the essentials and you'll understand them. And then you will just continue to practice to perfect it. Not saying that you're going to be a Photoshop master once you take this, but you're going to fully understand the tools, and it's not going to be so intimidating and so daunting when you open up the program. And then, of course, foundation of designing. We're going to do a combination of Silhouette Studio and Photoshop, because Silhouette Studio is, that's my first love, but there's a lot of things that you need Photoshop for, like blend modes, color overlays and adjustments, being able to use blurs and things like that. So we're going to do a combination of them. If you have to do photo correction, color correction on photos, you're going to learn a lot. If you love my designs, enroll in the foundations of designing so that you can see how I even come up with the concepts for my designs. If you like my content, you love my designs, this is where you need to be after the 30-day training if you haven't done that already. All right. So thank you guys so very much for your time. It was a pleasure teaching you guys and hanging out with you guys for an hour and 15 minutes. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity, be incredible, and visit shop.hsink365.com. Also for the sublimation paper and ink and heat tape. 1-inch heat tape is back restocked. All right, guys. Peace.